Buenos dias. And it's almost 9 a.m. I want to start off by apologizing because I look awful today. I am very tired. I am so stressed out. It hasn't been the best week. I haven't vlogged since my trip to Jersey. I didn't even finish vlogging my trip to Jersey. And I will explain that a little later. I just gotta get ready. I have a couple of errands to run today. One of the quick updates is that my sister is in the hospital, so I am actually gonna clean the kitchen real quick and get ready to go see her, spend some time with her. And then I have to go to my doctor's office and make a couple of appointments. I just have a couple of things to do today. But I'm so stressed out. I am so tired. I have horrible circles under my eyes. I haven't been able to sleep in days. And it's really just mostly just my head overthinking things. And I wish I wasn't overthinking everything. But anyway, I'm gonna get started on the kitchen. This kitchen looks awful. I have been cooking up a storm. My sister, like I said, she's in the hospital. After I got home from work yesterday, I just started cooking. I wanted to make one of my sister's favorite foods. I'm gonna be making green enchiladas. So yesterday I spent the whole night after I got home from work making the salsa, which is not hard to make, but I bought a lot. I can't even talk anymore. This is one of the bags of salsa that I made, and I froze it. So I'm gonna be defrosting this next week if she comes home. Hopefully she will come home next week, and I'll be able to make her enchiladas. This whole week I haven't really been able to vlog much. I mean, you know, I vlogged the trip to Jersey. I didn't even finish vlogging the whole trip because between bad news and a couple of other things that happened, one being that my sister is back in the hospital, which is where I'm heading right now. I'm actually on my way to the hospital to spend a couple of hours with her and sit with her for a while. And that's where I'm at. My head is just not clear. It's jumbled. I am getting bombarded left and right with all kinds of stuff because I'm just so overwhelmed right now, and I'm so stressed out. I'm feeling very alone. these moments. And it's every time I try to vlog this whole week, I've been so emotional. And I don't really have a real reason to be this emotional. Nothing has been confirmed. So I have no idea why I'm taking it so hard. Just, I don't know. But anyway, I am heading down to UMass Memorial, which is where my sister is at the moment. She's been there since, oh wow, she's been there a whole week already. She's been there since last Friday. Anyway, it's about 85 today. I'm gonna try and have a good day today. Even though this week has been insane, I am still gonna try my best to have a good day. Here is what's been going on. So last Thursday, when I drove down to Jersey, I was in the car, Gabe was sleeping, I was singing, I was Instagramming, I was recording for Instagram and doing all kinds of fun stuff. And so I went like this and I noticed that there was a lump, a huge lump, and it was really, 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 really swollen. It's not swollen as much anymore, but when I noticed it, it was swollen from behind, like right around behind my ear, all the way up here, and it was all of this was just really swollen. And if I turn to the side, I don't know if from this angle you'll be able to see the lump right here. I have a picture and I'll put it up. I started gaining weight my junior year of high school. When I was a kid, I was skinny. I was really, really skinny. And then when I hit puberty, I started gaining a little bit of weight. It wasn't a whole lot. It wasn't anything too bad. Like, my doctors didn't think anything, you know, they didn't think anything about it. They just, you know, it was just a little chunky because I was hitting puberty. And you know, the doctor told me it was normal. So I was fine. I didn't care. I love this lipstick. This is such a good lipstick. So anyway, it didn't matter. It was just a little bit of weight. It wasn't a whole lot. It wasn't anything drastic. I didn't really care. I was a freaking kid. I was like 12 when puberty hit. So I didn't care. It didn't mean anything to me. And then my junior year of high school, right after I turned 16, I started gaining more and more weight. And I do remember when I was 12, this had gotten like kind of puffy. Not really swollen, just puffy. And the doctor, the school nurse, I remember the school nurse had asked me if anybody had ever checked out my thyroid. And the answer to that was no. It wasn't ever checked out. It wasn't ever a concern for me or my parents or the doctor or anybody. And I went from, I think it was like 130 or something around there. I was about 140. So I went from 140 to about 180 in the middle of my junior year in high school. And then by the time I hit 17 and I was already starting my senior year of high school, I was already at 225, I want to say. Yeah, because I was about to say 16 then. So yeah, about 225 or so. And again, nothing. I was a teenager and I was eating horribly. I would eat pizza every other week. We would eat Chinese food all the time. I would go out with at the time Jessica's my best friend. So at the time Jessica had gotten her license and we were going in and out of Perth Amboy, eating McDonald's all the time, Burger King all the time, and it didn't really matter. I started feeling kind of sick after a while. I was very tired. I was out of breath. I was feeling dizzy, nauseous, you name it, I had it. And so I decided to go to the clinic downtown. So when the doctor was examining me, she noticed that my neck was a little puffy. So she says to me, I'm gonna run some blood work and check your thyroid. I was like, okay, cool. I don't care. I don't even know what the thyroid is. I was just like, whatever, it is what it is. So go ahead and do your blood work. So then later that week, I get a call from the clinic saying that in fact I had an underactive thyroid, which basically means that my thyroid does not work properly and my metabolism doesn't work properly. So I gain weight. It's really hard for me to lose the weight. I can exercise all day long, diet all year round, and I'm gonna lose some weight, but I'm gonna stay at a certain weight, which is what happened for many years. Right after that, my doctor put me on Levoxyl, and I was on Levoxyl for about, well, the first time I was on Levoxyl for about 5 years, and my weight sustained itself, and it kept fluctuating back and forth between 240 to 260 pounds. I honestly never really went over the 60 pounds. I was always either losing 40 or gaining 40. I wasn't really losing more than 40 pounds, and I wasn't really gaining any more than 40 pounds. And that's where the Levoxyl came in. The Levoxyl was just really something that was helping me maintain my weight rather than helping me lose weight. I didn't realize that at the time. I thought that by taking Levoxyl my whole life I was gonna lose weight and be a little bit skinny that I used to be. So my lifestyle didn't really change, except the fact that I wasn't getting dizzy anymore, and I wasn't as short of breath, and I had a lot more stamina. But shortly after that, I had quit my job at the hotel that I was working at, so I lost my insurance and I could no longer afford my meds. Each little refill of Levoxyl at the time was about $15 to $20. So I didn't have a good enough job. I was actually jumping from job to job at the time, and I couldn't afford it. So I was off of my meds for about 3 or 4 years. And in those 3 or 4 years, I did notice a huge change in my weight. I gained so much weight. I went all the way up to 280, and I was horrible. I felt horrible. Shortly after that, I started working for Rutgers University, and they had a really, really amazing health plan. So I was able to go back on my Levoxyl. Once I was back on Levoxyl, I had all the blood work redone, because once you're off it for so long, you have to get retested to see where your levels are at, to see if, you know, your dosage needs to be less or higher than it used to be. Unfortunately for me, it needed to be higher. So I went from taking 75 milligrams to going all the way up to 150 milligrams. That's how out of whack my thyroid levels were. So the whole time that I was working at Rutgers, I was able to maintain my prescription and keep up with doctor visits and all of that. So then I found out that I was pregnant. So in the midst of my pregnancy, my doctor puts me back on Levoxyl, which is fine. So throughout my whole pregnancy, I'm on Levoxyl, and I was doing about 150 milligrams, which was what I was doing a year prior to that. So she puts me back on Levoxyl, and everything's fine. Nothing happened to Gabe. He was perfectly fine. So the beauty about Massachusetts is that everybody in Massachusetts has to have health insurance, no matter what. Whether you're working or not working, you have to have health insurance, or you do end up paying at the end of the year in taxes. So after I moved here, I got my insurance, and I was going to doctors back and forth. Last year, I started seeing a new doctor, which is where I am right now. I came to see her because she's been dodging my calls. So last year, I was telling her my whole medical history. I was telling her that I had my gallbladder removed, that I've had issues with my thyroid my entire life, and that I've been on Levoxyl since I was about 17. And she does, you know, a quick little look over me, not really paying attention to anything I was saying. So, and she sends me to get blood work done. So last year I go and get blood work done, and she hits me with the news that all of a sudden, miraculously, my thyroid has gone back to normal, and it healed itself, apparently. Which at the time I thought it was bizarre, because as far as I'm concerned, I mean, I'm not a freaking doctor, but I did a little bit of research years ago, and from what I understand, when you have issues with your thyroid, they don't just magically disappear. So here she is telling me that my thyroid problems were over. I no longer had an issue with my thyroid. I found it really weird. I was so skeptical. I asked her 3 times if she was sure. I asked her if maybe they had mixed up my blood work with someone else's blood work. I just kept asking her, are you sure? Because I don't know how you go from having thyroid issues for 20 years and then all of a sudden, boom, it just miraculously gets fixed. But she assured me that everything was fine, so she took me off Levoxyl. According to her, my thyroid levels were normal. My thyroid healed itself. I being a non-medical student, me not being a doctor, I took her word for it. And this is where I am now. I am